Welcome back to the Love and Luck podcast show. We here with some more of it. Got to love it. Please hit that like and subscribe and share button. You know what I'm saying? We got some things we want to talk about. Well, I heard over the week, they got your boy Suge talking from the penitentiary.
Man.
I think we talked a little bit of it, but I've been checking it out, man. It's been very interesting, man. Man, you know, you got to pick apart what's real and what's not real, you know what I'm saying? But so far, what I heard, as far as what he talking about, like how they stealing death row, and I mean, truthfully, I don't even know why Snoop never want death row. Just to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, with all the money Snoop done made, all the, I don't know how much power he got. He should have a lot of power. He over 100 million.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Why would you just came up with, bought and did your own thing?
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of agree with Suge when he said, like, I didn't agree like when they had Snoop. Remember when Tupac, did he get inducted into the Hall of Fame or something like that?
Did he?
He got inducted into the Hall of Fame or got a star or something. And they had Snoop. They had Snoop give it to him. And I was like, yeah, Snoop and them didn't really, Pac didn't even like Snoop and them like that. He didn't deal with them cats like that.
For sure. Why, at one point in time, shit, they had to be good.
Yeah, he was good with them at first until he went on the radio station and did that thing with Angie Martinez.
For sure. Yeah, that's crazy. As far as things go with Suge, and a lot of shit, man, nowadays you just gotta wonder if, it's cats clout chasing, it's cats trying to get the money, I don't think he clout chasing. As far as I know, and from my persona of what I know Suge to be, I think that truly he's he one of the one true gangsters. Now, he might have been, a little extreme, to me. I think Death Row would have lasted a lot longer if Suge wasn't out there, putting himself out there.
Just fucking it up.
Yeah. He was trying to be too much on the, on
that mob shit.
Not just on the mob shit, in a nigga way. And they only gonna let niggas move, a certain way for such, a long time. You can't go around as a black man putting your foot down, especially once you make it into certain industries in that way. Cause then they gonna try to check you and be like, okay, nigga, you doing too much. You know what I mean? And we already understand that, as a black man, you have to pretty much watch the way you carry yourself in certain ways.
Yeah, because he pretty much exposing Jimmy Iovine, too. Jimmy Iovine, and Jimmy Iovine was doing some old slick behind the back shit, too, from what Suge's saying.
Oh, yeah,
you know
for sure.
What I'm saying? And I believe it because 50 spoke on Jimmy Iovine, too.
Most definitely.
You like, there's smoke.
There's fire.
There's fire.
But the thing is, I always say, long time ago, all the white gangsters, long time ago, they put shit together and they basically said, we gonna have this industry as the Italians, we gonna have this industry as the Irish, this industry as, the Jewish, and so on and so forth. And if you look at the world and you look at all the industries, you can see that different, different nationalities of white people, they are controlling certain, certain industries. Just is what it is. It's like they stay in their own lane. But they ain't never wanted to get a black man nothing.
Who Kanye say they? No, Kanye said. Who the hell Kanye? They was tripping with Kanye about when Kanye said who run the industry.
Shit, he said Jewish people run the industry.
And I think that's pretty much because what's the dude that was running Death Row? I mean, not Death Row, but he was running Def Jam. Mm-hmm. And that's who Dame Dash had a problem with.
For sure.
And he was saying, pretty much Dame Dash was saying the same thing too. You know what I'm saying? How much the Jewish people got their hands on.
Most definitely.
All the rap.
Most definitely.
Mostly rap too. That's what's crazy, the rap.
Yeah.
the shit that's most hated.
Right.
You know
Most
what I'm
definitely.
saying?
The new modern shit that has, you know what I mean, that doesn't uplift us as a people. You know what I mean? It tears us down, you know, which is a cold thing. But what was that other dude, man? He looked kind of younger and shit, though. Who was he affiliated with? Not Jimmy Iovine. The other dude, is he affiliated with Dr. Dre? What's his name?
That's Jimmy Iovine.
Okay.
Yeah, Jimmy Iovine with Dr. Dre. That's who put Dr. Dre on.
Okay. So Jimmy Iovine, yeah, him. So I think the dude from No Jumper had did a interview with him. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And basically
Who?
with Jimmy Iovine.
Dude from No Jumper did it?
Was it him?
Nah, he couldn't do it.
Okay, somebody.
Yeah, because Jimmy Iovine way too big to be on No Jumper.
So Jimmy Iovine did, maybe he did an interview with, I forget who it was, but it might have been Charlemagne them, actually. And he did, you know what I mean? And they were asking,
I
like,
don't
you
think
know,
he was
what.
on there either.
Right. Well, I don't recall who it was,
Yeah.
but I remember seeing him on an interview.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing a quick skit, and basically what it was saying that the interviewer was asking him, like, man, you know, why you don't put any type of, you know, why you guys don't push, you know, the narrative of the conscious rap out there no more? Why is that not a thing, you know? And he was saying that you're capitalizing off of negative music, you know, when it comes to black people. But would you do that when it came to your own community and your own people? And, you know, he kept going around the question. You know, he kept answering the question in order to suit his narrative. You know, he never spoke upon anything, basically, you know, saying, you know, how he could fix the situation, being that he know that him and his people are in charge of, you know, or they control the narrative of, you know, what is being put out there as far as rap music is concerned. You feel me?
Yeah, they had a meeting about that. It's been some years ago.
Yeah.
When they had a meeting about, I think, the message that they wanted to put out in the music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they wanted all the messages to come out negative. So what you're saying is true as far as they didn't want to hear no conscious rap.
Right, for sure. Most
like,
definitely.
I mean, on the real side, I don't know who gonna buy it.
Right.
I mean, me personally, I'm like, I don't know who gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if it was a business move, a business decision, but as far as the last conscious rapper I heard was who? KRS One.
For sure.
KRS One, Public Enemy.
Most definitely.
Shit like that. They don't want. Who the hell? You know,
Man, I done heard a couple of
Kendrick, the closest, him and
J.
J.
Cole. J. Cole, for sure.
Is the closest to it now,
Right,
being conscious rap.
Yeah, and I would even say Drake is in his own lane, you know, when it come to that, you know.
Yeah, but Drake ain't dropping no conscious rap.
No. But the thing is
Lover Boy.
Correct. And my thing is ultimately, I was just looking at, you know, the stuff. I was just looking at the interview with Charleston White and Cam Newton, and Charleston White was saying that everybody nowadays they want to be gangster. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
You know, and he's like, you know, Cam Newton was asking him, was he against black people? You know, because Charleston White, you know what I mean? I actually respected Cat on a lot of levels. But he
is a Charleston White. Was he against black people?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
And Charleston White was saying, yeah, I'm against black people. He was like, I'm not looking for black people. He was like, I'm looking for my kind. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when he said that, I felt that because the thing is, you know what I mean, your own people will be the one to stab you in your back. You know, if we look at history and a lot of shit that's went on with history, you know, there's a lot of things that's being said about certain people, like even when you go back to like Jesse Jackson, you know, and a lot of them, what's the other cat name? A lot of them cats that was behind Martin Luther King, a lot of them cats set, you know, or they sold out for, you know what I mean, the dope.
Jesse Jackson, Jesse Jackson, I think he was Jesse Jackson been a sellout though. You talking about Reverend L. Sharpton?
L. Sharpton, correct. That's the other cat I was trying to think of.
He was like, was he the leader of supposed to be the black speakers and all that?
Man, them
shit.
niggas ain't never.
Like, man, what are they talking about though?
Right. You know, but
the game has changed though. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know who the hell is our speaker now.
Man, we ain't got none. You know what I mean? We don't have any.
You had the BLM and all that shit. But that shit, that was a scam.
That shit turned out to be faulty.
That was a scam.
Right.
They was getting bread out of it.
Man, for sure. And then they say that, you know,
they kind of found out, I think some white folks was behind
it. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. You know, so when it boils down to
it.
Oh yeah, we've been sold out on all levels. You know, but you know, going back to the Suge thing, man, I know we was talking about, you know, how he, what was you saying that basically he...
So Suge, yeah, so I mean, I think Suge got the short end of the stick, you know what I'm saying? First of all, the nigga in prison for nothing, for real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
For defending himself, basically.
Who the hell goes, if you know if that was anybody else, and you could put anybody else, if somebody running at you with a gun, and you hit your reverse and run over the person, you is not going to jail. They gonna look, especially when they run the tape back.
Yeah,
they seen two motherfuckers with guns.
Right.
And Suge run them over.
Yeah, for sure. You know.
If I'm in that position,
right,
you gone. Because I'm running you over.
Yeah, for sure. Shit, I gotta get away the best way I can.
Yeah, it's me and him.
For sure.
And I like Bone them from over there, them Blood Boys over, because he a good-ass actor.
Right.
Because that dude, one of them is still alive, the other one died.
Right.
The one that was in the movies is still alive, you know what I'm saying? He a good-ass actor too, but...
Sure.
Man, but if I'm put in that situation,
I got to get the fuck on the best way I can.
I'm getting up out of there, man.
Yeah, for sure. But, you know, I think when it comes to the whole Suge thing...
That boy locked up for nothing.
And knowing the situation and how that went, you know, I think basically they wanted him like they wanted OJ. You know what I mean? You know, he pretty much, you know what I mean, they basically railroaded him. That's what happened. You know, it was like this nigga getting one.
Definitely got railroaded.
Yeah, and
that's for sure.
Right, and the thing is the reason why, you know, they got Suge like that is because it's like, okay, you know what I mean, nigga, you trying to run around here like you have too much power. And we can't allow that as you being a black man, you know what I mean, in the narrative that you put out there as far as who you are, or, you know what I mean, he already basically put himself in a bad situation being who he was, who people claim him to be, or his persona. You know what I mean? It already put him in a bad situation.
Hey, I mean, he the boogeyman of the industry.
Correct.
What's the name? Jay Prince.
Right. But he more quiet though.
Yeah,
Jay Prince is
quiet. He moving around on the radar.
Yeah, he more quiet. Jay Prince is more of the nigga, if you fuck with me, you gonna have a problem. Suge is more of the nigga, I'm bringing the problem. You know what I mean? And that's two different types of, you know, that's two different.
Suge like my homeboy. I got a homeboy that's in prison right now.
Oh, for sure.
And he got into a couple scuffles because he locked up back down east.
Right.
So he had me dying when he called. He said, Love, you know, these niggas down here is verbal and we're more physical.
Right. Both back east?
Yeah, he down in Huntington, Pittsburgh, or somewhere.
Okay, for sure.
So he had died. I said,
that's real.
He said, yeah, man.
I can attest to that.
He said, these dudes is verbally, and you know, we're more physical.
Right, I can attest to that.
We don't have time to do
right.
all this talking and shit.
For sure.
So he done got a couple write-ups and put in the hole or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But he was letting me know how verbal they is.
Oh, man, trust me.
He had to let them know, man, look, I'm physical, man.
Yeah, for sure. I done been in situations, you know, back on the East Coast and the Midwest.
Finna be talking and all this bullshit.
For sure. And it ain't no disrespect, because I know they can get physical, but I know...
Yeah, everybody get physical.
But coming from the environment, we came from on this West Coast, man, I think ultimately, you know what I mean, we come from the place that basically, soon as a cat get mad, ain't no talking, ain't none of that.
Yeah,
you know, and I know, you know what I mean?
Get right to it.
Right. I know on the East Coast, you know what I mean, when I first started hustling out there and I was doing my thing, I know a lot of cats, what they did was, you know, they would talk, I would always say I could see them coming. You feel me? Because the thing is, they would talk about things and say certain things, and the thing is they was hype. You know, West Coast niggas, we laid back. We thought, okay.
Yeah, I like the New York cats. They talk real fast.
Okay, you know what I mean? You know, they more hype, and that's how they move. You know, we used to be in good. You know what I mean? We used to be in kickback and watching the scene. You feel me? So I remember getting into it with a couple cats, and I'm like, man, so. They talking, and I got my thing on my side. I'm like, man, so what is you saying, though, man? I don't get what you saying. What is you saying? You know what I mean? Like, is you saying something? But they'd just be talking around, you know what I mean? I'm like, man, but just say what you're saying, man. You know what I mean? And I used to be out of town and, certain niggas, my homeboys with, the niggas that I fuck with out there, they seen the look on my face, so they be like, hold up, man. You know what I mean? Hold up, man, you know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, I'm just trying to figure out what the nigga's saying, man. I'm not finna to leave here without figuring out what the nigga's saying, you know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, look, don't trip like that, man. It ain't, you know what I mean? Well, shit, man, I don't know, man.
Right now.
I'm a scary nigga, man. I don't know. I don't know if I can come back around this cat not knowing what he's saying.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't be liking that type of shit, man. That's why you try to, even though sometimes you got to put yourself in those situations, but then, just like the book I was saying,
right.
The art of human chess.
For sure.
You got to move accordingly, you know what I'm saying? And I move like that anyway, you know what I'm saying? Every time I'm in an environment, and sometimes I can see it already. You can see the funniness on people's face, or you can hear it in their comments. I had a dude, I ain't gonna even lie, he kept sparking conversation, right? Like you wanna, try to play with you and shit.
Right.
But me, I don't play.
For sure.
So I'm like, yeah, man, and I was laughing, ha ha ha. All right, man, let me chess move this.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me get on up out of here.
Right.
Because when you start playing, I'm going to go on and fire, throw the real thing, because they going to slap box with you.
Most
and I'm going to go and throw the real thing.
Most definitely.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Go knock them. They going to be like, what the fuck was going on?
For sure.
I don't play.
Right. Most definitely.
I don't be slap boxing and playing and all that shit. I did that shit back in the 90s.
Oh, man. Most definitely. Most
definitely. I don't do that shit. I don't even do that shit with the kids now.
Hell yeah. But yeah, that like we were saying, man, that goes all back to Suge, and being in a certain type of situation, when he was in that situation, he had all right to defend himself.
Man, man, how you can't defend yourself? That boy locked up, man. He got railroaded. I'm just gonna keep it 100. The boy, the boogeyman of the game, but he got railroaded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He done some things I don't like. Man. You know what I'm saying? I done ran into Suge personally because Suge used to live out here.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? And Suge was the bouncer at the club out here. Those that's familiar with Suge Knight being the bouncer at the Rouge many bits before he even blew up.
Right.
And he was still, you know what I'm saying? He shot one of the homies out here too, one from the hood.
Right.
Yeah, he shot, I think, Ricky Crockett or somebody. He shot one of them over there. But anyway, Suge Knight.
For sure.
And he was selling roommates from my homeboy, Big Real.
And he was playing football.
And he was playing football here. Yeah.
For sure.
Hey, man, when it's in you, it's in you. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't no sucker, you ain't no sucker. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, I be hearing some of these, like, I even heard Puffy talking crazy. I'm like, Puffy, Suge's in jail. When he was out on the street, you guys didn't say none of that shit.
Right.
I heard Snoop do. I say, when Suge was on the street, I didn't see none of that energy.
For sure.
I heard the rap, I heard the diss song and all that, but if y'all was in place with that dude, and I'm not on Suge's team, I'm from the blue team, but y'all didn't give out that energy.
For sure. Yeah, I think what happened with Suge though, man, is later on, once he, once that first, he got into a fight with somebody and he got knocked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was, I believe it was Akon's bodyguard or somebody.
And that happens to the best of niggas unless you, know what I mean, unless you a motherfucking, you know what I mean, you've been trained like Floyd. You know what I mean? Or some nigga like that. You feel me? You're gonna have to take your bumps and lumps. I ain't worried about a nigga getting knocked. I'm worried about the nigga that get knocked out and say, you know what I mean, I'm scared of that nigga that knocked me out. Nah, nigga, that was a bad day, nigga. You know what I mean? What's happening? We gonna do it again and shit though.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the nigga I'm concerned about is the weenie that say, you know what I mean, this man defeated me and I'm you know what I mean, I'm you because you know what I mean, you may won the war, but you ain't win the, you know what I mean, you must have won the battle, but not the war. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get my placement right. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get my placement right. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what it is. But yeah. And actually, man, we was just talking about Charleston White. You say he got, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they say, I seen a little thing with Charleston White was on stage. He was doing this comedy show. He got into a heckling match with somebody in the crowd. Charleston White walked over there to the boy with some flowers. And he was like, boy, I'll smack you with these flowers or something.
Yeah.
The dude walked up from Charleston, smacked him with the flowers, and the dude tried to get up on stage, and Charleston hit him with the microphone.
For sure.
So I guess dude came in there with, I don't know if they was deep or what, but like 2-3 of them, they got up on stage. They tackled Charleston White. And I don't know if they put tips on him or not. And from what I seen, they slammed him.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the video stopped.
Right.
So I didn't get to see the whole thing. But Charleston White got into a scuffle with a couple cats. And, you know, Charleston White do got a big mouth.
Yeah, but the nigga keep it moving, though.
I don't know if he bout what he's saying, but, you know, I like some of the messages that Charleston White bring forth to the public. I just don't like the tough man antics.
Yeah, I think ultimately, you know, when it boils down to it, I like the way he's denounced, you know what I mean, the things of the streets. You know what I mean? You know, and to me, I think that's...
I don't like the snitching antics either.
Yeah. I think when it comes to the snitching antics, I think a lot of it is a ploy. And the ploy behind that is basically, this is what it is. It's like, okay, nigga, if you do something to me, you know what I mean? Or basically if I do something to you, you know what I mean, and I fuck around and get the upper hand on you and do something and happen to do something to you, then guess what? I ain't going to jail. Because I've already reported the fact that I'm not going, you know what I mean, that the fact that if you do something to, you know what I mean, that you've been a threat to me. You feel me? So it's more from I think it's more from a strategic angle. You feel me? Now, as far as, you know what I mean, the flat out snitching, I'm not, you know what I mean, I'm not the one to snitch at all, you know what I mean, just due to the way that I was raised and try to, you know what I mean, and I stick to, you know what I mean, my guns on that. But, you know what I mean, a lot of these cats out here snitching like a bunch of, you know what I mean, I hear, you know what I mean, back in the day, they told me niggas don't call it snitching no more, they call it getting off first. You know what I mean? Getting off first.
Getting off first.
Yeah,
bro.
for sure. So
that's what they saying now. Getting off first.
So that's what I heard it, you know what I mean, niggas call it. But for the most part, man, excuse me.
That's a cold game right there.
Even when it comes to I think Charleston White says that he's an activist within the community when it comes to the young people. And a lot of times talking to these niggas that don't want to listen or people that ain't trying to do nothing else with their life or hard heads, you know, basically you're just wasting your breath, you know, because we do live in a world nowadays to where everybody wants to be a gangster. And I just don't, I don't get it.
That, yeah.
You know, and then they stay stuck in that realm. We've all had to excel from being, you know, from one thing to the next, you know, and I think for me, you know, life has always been a thing of acceleration. Like basically you learn something, you know what I mean? You go through something, you learn it, you figure out that, okay, it's not, you know, it's not propelling me in a way to where I can become a better person. You feel me? You know what I mean? Me not doing certain things in my life is not, you know what I mean? And it's not putting any value towards me, my family, you know what I mean? Or nobody else around me. And it's not even helping the community. You feel me?
Well, me personally, you got to go through stages in life. You know what I'm saying? If you was brought up in this environment, you got to kind of grow. And if you're able to grow and start from that boy. See, when you start as a boy, when you seeing all the stuff that's going on out there in them streets, you know what I'm saying, you're easily influenced.
Correct.
So then once you get out there and, what's the word I'm looking for, and start doing the same things as your older peers was doing, and you start getting locked up, you start getting shot, you start, you know what I'm saying, once you start getting those experiences, that's when it trigger in your head that you gotta wake up, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So I figure, you know what I'm saying, probably from 14 maybe to 20 something, you know what I'm saying, you probably gotta go through the storm, you know what I'm saying, in order for you to grow. You know what I'm saying? Because some people ain't blessed to be like my kids, they don't have no reason whatsoever to say they was in a gang.
No, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Or,
Mine neither.
because we live on the outskirts now.
Right.
Now, back in those days, that's why I'm speaking for people that grew up back in those times. So now we grew up. Now that we grew up, we done been through all this shit. Now you wake up, it's like a light switch that cut on. Like, damn, what the fuck?
Right.
Especially after you start losing all your friends.
For sure.
I can't. There's not enough. There's not even enough fingers. There's not even enough fingers of how many dead friends I have. That's not even enough. It's not even. I think you do that twice.
Yeah, I could do that.
You can do it in the grave. How many people that are in the grave, and most of them is from this right here.
Niggas still dying.
You know
where
what I'm
I'm
saying?
from.
So therefore,
Still.
once you get that woke up in your head, then you start saying, damn, I gotta do something with my life. I gotta do better things. I gotta make better judgments. I gotta move in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Then you start getting away from that shit. Once you start getting away from, even though it's gang life, you know what I'm saying? So, of course, you're gonna be dipping and dabbing because you affiliated probably damn near forever, unless you just all out straight up denounce everything, which, you know what I'm saying, which is rare. You know what I'm saying? Because you grew up with everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm from Northtown. That's all I know. I don't know.
Right.
I know everybody. I grew up around there, all the real ones.
For sure.
I know all the real ones. I can't speak of all the guys from today. You know what I'm saying? This is 20, we going into 24. I can't, because there's a lot of dudes I done been down through there. I'm like, I don't even know these little motherfuckers. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I know every real one. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And that let us know that we done came through a whole lot that you seeing these kids still doing, and they trying to carry the torch. And it ain't even the same flag that they carry, because nowadays you got cats shooting your friends, they kill each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't even see them really tripping with no ops. I see them tripping with each other more than other people's. You know what I'm saying? But once you wake up, like I say, once you wake up, if you're blessed to make it to your 40s, 50s, you know what I'm saying, like we are, then, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be able to look back and be like, fuck, what was it all for? Or was it worth it? Was it even worth it? You know what I'm saying? Because I got a lot of my friends is gone. They out of here.
Right.
I be seeing cats now, like cats, like I say, dudes coming around, I'm like, man, the game is over. You know what I'm saying? It's like, the game is over. Like, it ain't no sense. What's the sense of hanging with the gang now?
For sure.
It's over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Get you some money, take care of your kids, take care of your family. You know what I'm saying? Drink you a lot of water, do some push-ups, stay in the gym. You know what I'm saying? That's the way you keep that youthful look, because putting stress on yourself, you go, hey, look, I got some cats that's also, they only in their 30s. They look 50.
Right, for sure.
Why? Because they stressed out from gang banging and shit. They don't know when their clock is going to get punched.
Right.
Man.
Definitely.
It's over.
Yeah.
The game is over, bro.
And you know, when it comes down to the cat Charleston White, man, and what he's talking about, man, as far as that's concerned, it's like, you know, like Cam Newton kept trying to explain to him. He was asking him, he was saying something about, only thing I didn't like what he said was, you know, and the only thing I didn't like what he said was, he said, fuck Nip. You know what I mean?
What? I can't agree with you. Now that that right there, Charleston White, that'll get you socked in your mouth.
Right.
But go ahead.
Yeah, well, the man can say what he want to say, but
yeah, you can say what you want to say.
But I disagree.
You can get socked in your mouth. Too. You can say what you want, but you can't get socked in your mouth.
But this is what I agree with. I mean, what I disagree with. I mean, that's what I disagree with was the Nip. You know what I mean, the Nip situation. Because even though Nip, you know what I mean, he was cripping or whatever. You know what I mean. At the same time, he was doing things for the community. And he was trying to, you know, that project thing that he had as far as teaching, you know what I mean, him and the dude that did real estate, they were teaching how to, you know, right in the inner city of LA. They were, you know what I mean, opening up a program that basically, and Nip was the face of it, but they were teaching, you know, these young cats how to become entrepreneurs. And they were teaching them things that the schools hadn't taught them. Because Nip was an avid reader. That's why he was able to, accomplish the things that he was able to accomplish, being the fact that, he was an avid reader and, his big brother was the drive behind him as well. He had that, that shoulder to lean on, which was his brother, which was Sam, you know what I mean? And the Bible always says that when two more come together, there I am in the midst. That's why, start working with somebody and try to figure some things out. But, we live in an extremely selfish world nowadays. So that was the only thing I didn't agree with, was that right there, because, Nip was doing things for the betterment of his community and for the betterment of the people. And he took the same approach that Charleston White did as far as taking care of and looking out for the youngsters. Nip did that. I think even to the point to where, if you go around, right there around Crenshaw, and Slauson, exactly where that, where his place is, they're building up in that area. The Ram Stadium is right around the, not too far away. You feel me? Yeah. So that's why a lot of people, and they shut the whole, they shut the whole thing down. They got it all, because they have it blocked off and have gates around it. And the reason why I believe is because they're trying to, they didn't want that to happen anyway. Oh, no. And when I say they, I mean the powers that make the powers that are. You know what I mean? Man, they don't want, because, and they sending a rail, like a monorail through there as well, right down Crenshaw. That's about to be prime real estate. Yeah. You know what I mean? Prime real estate. And the thing is that's why I say, so when I was listening to the cat Charleston White, and I didn't been in a lot of places like, I got, properties and some shit in Detroit. And when I was, when I was out in Detroit, I'm seeing white people running in the ghetto. You feel me? Like it's a thing to do. And these niggas, they still running around, trying to be tough and trying to be cool.
They do that in Harlem too, I heard.
Right. And every, like man, I done been to over there by, I done been over by Howard University out in D.C. I done been, in Louisville, Kentucky, over there on the west side. I done been, to a certain city, like a lot of these cities, man, what's happening is this real live gentrification going on and people moving on, as far as things, as far as elevation. But what's happening to us as black people? Why aren't we elevating? Why is it not, why don't we have a mindset to switch over, due to, we lived a certain kind of lifestyle. We were introduced to a certain lifestyle, but as I know, and due to my education, I know the reason why is because the black community was, they had solidification due to, us being able to receive jobs that were pertaining to the middle class. They took all the, they took all the steel workers out, they took all the steel work out. They took all the plantation work out. Yeah. Meaning
you
all
used to be a carpenter.
That
shit, they don't even got no skill trade for that, I don't think now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, you can still be a carpenter, that's a motherfucker that build houses. Mm-hmm. But the thing is ultimately, like, if you back in the day, like, if you go to Detroit now, if you go to, I've never been to Cleveland, Ohio, but I've been to Cincinnati, Ohio, and Dayton as well, but all those industries was there. Even in California, they had steel plants. And when they brought in the drugs, they took out the what's that shit? When they brought in the drugs, they took out, what supplied the middle class for them to have sustainable communities. You feel me? So basically, when the drugs came in, that's all we had. So, and then on top of that, it became drug wars because, now we fighting over drug territory. And now, cats coming over from other places, so that's what that shit was really about. So what Charleston was talking about, when I checked out that interview, I was like, man, that's some powerful shit. I felt the nigga, man. I really did.
Charleston say some real stuff. He do say some real things.
I really did, because I'm a man that educates myself and I understand the ramifications of certain things and how they happen. I don't just look at the here and now. I go back in the past and I say, okay, well, how did all this shit come about? I don't just look at a motherfucker and say, okay, well, why is this? Or why is a situation like that? Or why is a situation like that?
Look at the history.
Yeah, you got to look at the history of things, and not just the history of the here and now. You may have to even look at the history of things that happened prior to, you know what I mean, our civilization. You feel me?
That's why they want to take the history out.
Oh man,
rebuild it,
I was just talking to my wife today about that.
They say it's a history of even if you buy a new car, what do? You check the history.
Oh man, for sure.
If you go to the doctor,
right,
they want to know your history.
No doubt. They
want to know everything is history.
Yeah, for sure. Because you can't get down to the bottom of nothing unless you know the history.
Unless you know the history.
It's this one cat that I've been following on YouTube, and he this Moorish.
If you're talking to a female, you want to know
the history. No doubt. But you have to. The thing is I've been following this one Moorish cat, right? He a Moor. You know what I mean? And he say that basically, not to say that, I'm a Moor or whatever, but I'm a man that likes knowledge. So basically when I've been looking at him, and he's basically talking about how black people came first, and how all these things, how we ended up in this situation. He talks about the laws, the laws as far as, the constitutional laws. He talks about how all these things are ordained by God. He talks about how certain things that you say in your mouth, or comes out of your mouth is, in certain words they get you to say is, is a spell. How, they're trying to take away, our genders because once you start, taking away the identity of who you truly are, then basically what happens is now you just become, something, you're taking away. Like, for instance, there's a difference between a human and a person. A person is actually a entity. It's actually a entity, or it's a corporation. Or it's it's not a human soul, but a human is actually a human. When you describe yourself as a human, you're actually a human soul. And I've looked up these things myself. You feel me? But I'm going down a deep rabbit hole. We was talking about the nigga Charleston White, though.
That boy went down a rabbit hole. For real with that one.
We was talking about the nigga Charleston White, man. But, as far as the snitching shit, man, all this shit is weird nowadays.
The thing I would like to say is I liked everything that Nipsey stood for and things he stood on. And I do know that when he was doing all those things, at the same time, the police was trying to lock him up. Mm-hmm. He was under investigation.
For sure.
The whole time. He had that store over there. At the time, you say he was trying to do the shit with the schools, with the kids.
For sure.
So that lets you know right there that if he doing all these good things, why was he under investigation? Why they was trying to lock the brother up?
Most definitely.
So they was trying to lock him up, and if they would have locked him up, none of that stuff would have happened.
Most definitely.
Just like he got killed, none of it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably part of it's always a plan. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the plan.
For sure.
It's not to get you to succeed.
Most definitely.
And be able to have they don't want none of us together. They don't, the business is to keep everybody beefing.
For sure.
Blacks, whites, Mexicans, Chinese, that's a big business for them.
For sure.
Because they outnumbered.
Most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? The government is outnumbered. If all these people come together and fuck around and start pointing fingers back at the government, boy, it's over.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna lose.
Right.
So they gotta keep it the way they keep it.
For sure. But that's difficult because to be, to keep it real, most people like to follow whatever is considered to be, popular. Most people like to follow the trends. So being that it's like, it's hard to like Charleston White said, he said basically he's looking for his kind. And I feel that, man. I feel that.
Yeah, that's definitely,
I feel that.
That's definitely a good statement right
I
there.
feel
Looking
that,
for
but
my kind.
yeah, and I think ultimately, and I think, your kind has to do with a spirit. It has to do with energy and it has to do with a spirit. It has nothing to do with, a skin color. It has to do with, who is woke to what's really going on. Not who sees things as they are, because nothing that we see is as it is. Nothing that we see, for the most part, has, real truth to it. Another thing he said, man, the reason why he is the way he is, he said, because he was a struggling activist trying to help the youth. And he said none of these niggas came around. Nobody, everybody that claimed they got money and they got billions and so on and so forth. Yeah, we always hear about what they do for the community. But the thing is it wouldn't take long for somebody to put something together. You feel me? Like all these so-called celebrities to start in one community, something similar to Black Wall Street. You feel me? Something similar to Black Wall Street. If you got billions and billions of dollars, and then basically, and you have the influence in each city, and you told people, of color, to come to these places and support, and support their dollar to where the dollar, the black dollar wouldn't circulate around the community one time before it left the community. You feel me? Because that's what happens in the black community. Now, in other communities, I think in the Jewish community, it stays in like 14 days. In the Chinese community, it stays in like, or the Asian community, it stays in like another 27 days or some shit. You feel me? But the black community, as soon as we get a dollar, it goes in your pocket and elsewhere. It's to somebody else's community.
That's facts.
So where is your strength? Where is your power? You have none.
And one thing I do agree back to Suge, he said we need to all come together and work together instead of being with all the function and all this BS carrying on, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with that. And we supposed to have all these businesses. Too much, too many. We got how many billionaires, you know what I'm saying?
Man, it's pathetic.
We got billionaires out there now.
It's pathetic.
But the thing is, some of them billionaires, they up so high up there with them, they don't even want to come back and grab you.
Right. And that's the thing.
You know what I'm saying? So
for sure. And that's the thing. I think Nip, Nip was the closest thing I could see. And I don't know, maybe because I'm on the West Coast and I'm from, I'm originally from California, but I live in Vegas, but ultimately the closest thing I could see from, somebody that had, celebrity status that was actually doing something to empower his own community. Because Nip didn't have to be there. Nip could have been, he could have went and had a clothing store over there in the valley where I used to have my apartment at or somewhere. Niggas ain't got to worry about none of that shit over there. I'm always in the suburbs, believe that. You feel me? I go to the hood and get me anxiety. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie.
I got to visit every so often, man.
Yeah, I go back, but in California, most everybody gone. Ain't nobody there. I see peaceful Mexicans.
California out here.
Yeah, for sure, correct. Most people from California, a lot of people from out here scattered.
Yeah.
They building, in a lot of these communities out here in Vegas, they building, they tearing the hoods down and they building other shit. Everybody is moving on except us blacks, man. Except for us indigenous people. Excuse me, I ain't even gonna say black no more. You know what I mean? Because you gotta define that. You know what I mean? And my great-grandmother came from an Indian reservation. You know what I mean? Had long braids, came way down to here. My other grandmother, she was Creole and, what was she? Creole and Irish or some shit. You know what I mean? You damn near look white. So, you know what I mean? I'm on that.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. So being that, man, and me knowing some of my history, you know what I mean? I'm gonna delve more into it. Black, but look up the word black in the dictionary and see what it say. Look up the word white in the dictionary and see what it say.
I already know black means bad.
For sure. Most definitely. Yeah. No doubt.
Shit.
For the viewers.
Yeah. But check it. So we did about an hour, man. So you got anything going on? I got the mixtape coming that's called Stack Way or No Way, coming real soon. I'm at work. I'm working on that right now. I'm gonna probably have it probably on here so y'all can stream it and have it popping like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to come down when y'all in the city of Vegas, you know what I'm saying? Come down to Lady Brandy's place. That's on 953 East Sahara, Suite B31. You know what I'm saying? Come down there, check out some blues. Every now and then we got some different shows and stuff going on down there as well. You got anything else jumping up?
Well, you know, me, you can reach me on all platforms at Luck Got Fronted. You know, I can get you to anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 in business credit, fix your personal credit as well. And you can reach me at capitalmovements.com.
I need 100,000.
Da.
Zoom! That means gone.
And peace out. And we get with you.
Hello.